Good day, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time you guys are listening or watching this. Todd here, once again, joined by DorkyRae and Thrabalen. How are you two doing today?
Doing well, thank you.
Awesome.
Doing pretty good.
Awesome. So let's kind of get business out of the way on this. Ray, you got an important thing coming up this weekend.
Oh, yes, I did. I wasn't expecting that business.
No.
Yes, actually, Dragon Horde Creations is going to be at its first selling event for at a craft fair type thing. I'm actually going to be partnering with someone who's been helping me out. He's in my artisan guild, and he's been doing work for a while. And he offered up his booth. He's got a section where I can set up my inventory and sell some of my stuff this weekend. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you want to mention about that, or?
I'm trying to figure out what you're leading to.
Where's this, like, if you want to give out the
Do you want to promote it?
Yeah.
Let's just cut to the
Yeah,
bullshit.
sure, why not? It's going to be at the crap.
That's a bad place to have one.
Yeah, I know, right? Who the hell marketed that name?
My brain just, I can't remember the name of the city. It's not the city that I live in. Give me just 1 second. I will pull it up. Waterloo Sheep Festival.
As you all can tell, this is very important to Ray.
It is very important to me, but my brain does weird things and forgets things.
I know, and I'm never going to stop giving you shit for things like that. That's just the way this works.
Yeah. So it's happening this weekend at the Waterloo Sheep Festival in Waterloo, Illinois. And I'm pretty sure that's at their fairground.
Yes, the 32nd annual Southern Illinois Sheep and Craft Festival, April 14th, 2018, Monroe County Fairgrounds, Waterloo, Illinois. It's free. It's free to enter.
I was about to give you props for knowing more about it knowing more about it than me, and then you called it Illinois.
Illinois.
And I promise if you go there, you won't have a bad time.
Yeah.
You won't. It'll be really, really cool. I think there's going to be... Go ahead.
I was going to say, there'll be a lamb lunch served from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. featuring lamb chops, leg of lamb, lamb burgers, and lamb brats. Prepackaged cuts of lamb are available for purchase there, as well as all of the wonderful other activities like the Kids Corner, judging events, spinning, knitting, craft demonstrations, shearing demonstrations, sheepdog demonstrations, and this one's got me a little interested. Sheep Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
Can you explain that to me?
Okay, I cannot, because I've never actually seen... I haven't been to the Sheep Festival before.
Here's the problem. There's a hurdle race, but everybody falls asleep during it.
That took me a second. Yeah.
It is an all-day affair, so there is that. That is really cool, really awesome. Mm-hmm. You can get more info on the waterloo.il.us site about this.
And I believe it starts at I can't remember if it starts at 8 or if that's when it's open to the vendors to start setting up their booths. So it's either 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. It does not say. And
so I guess it all depends on whether you're in Ray's time zone or not.
Oh yes, and that is Central Time.
Yes, that is indeed
Central.
Well, if you're going to Illinois for this festival, you'll know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
If you're on the East Coast of the United States, you're on the West Coast of the United States, you're in Europe, for example, South America, you have no idea what we're talking about.
You're completely clueless.
Yes. But no, it doesn't say when it actually starts. Like, the only info it says is it's all day. And the lamb lunch is from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. So
right.
But yeah, if you're in the area, drop in Saturday, April 14th, and buy some Dragon Horde shit.
Yeah, I will be at the I think the I don't have a sign yet for Dragon Horde Creations. I have not purchased one yet. So look for the Dancing Goats booth. That is the friend that is letting me share booth space with him.
Mommy, what are those goats doing? Don't worry, they're just dancing.
Those goats are killing each other.
No, honey, I promise that's the opposite of what they're doing.
Yeah, but I mean, it sounds like a really cool event. Let me.
Yeah. I will try to go to the to check out the Sheep Olympics if I can step away. Just to let you know a little bit more about that. But I mean, I would assume that it's kind of like an obstacle course type thing.
I'm sorry, Sheep Olympics just cracks me up. I can't get past that.
So I followed a link and it took me to the Monroe County Sheep Producers site, mcsheepproducers.com, and yeah. And it kind of shows some pictures. Like, so it's got the sheep display, sheepdog thing, youth judging contest.
So it's going to be like your 4-Hers that are raising their sheep and then get judged on basically the quality of the sheep's wool, how well cared for the sheep are, that sort of thing.
And also, apparently, it's going to have cooking demos by Jen of J Fire's Market Bistro, which sounds really interesting.
Food.
But
of course it's interesting.
Fair enough. I mean, that's what I would be there for. Like, I would be there I'd be there for that and the lamb lunch. That's
the
just
lamb
me.
lunch.
Yeah. And I would
come visit, man. Come visit.
I haven't had lamb in a while.
Yeah.
But
You can stay at my place.
What
Stay at my place. Holzbrook moved out. We got an extra room.
Fair. What I would probably do though is like I would get the lamb lunch and then I would go and watch the Sheep Olympics to let them know that if they fuck up, this is where they're going.
Yeah. I mean, I would kind of want to like take the food with me by the sheep pens, eat it while staring at them, make them nervous.
You might not be able to do that. There are some places that won't let you, just because of people getting sick. They might not let you take the food out of the dining area.
Sad. It's sad because that would be a quality time for all except the sheep.
Yeah,
Although
that would be hilarious. But...
Although I will say that I agree that it's a pretty bad idea.
Well, you would say that.
This is gonna be the episode of the sheep puns.
I mean, just to start things off, anyway.
Okay, I'll admit that makes me a little sheepish.
Can't pull the wool over my eyes on that one. That was a bad pun.
Bad pun. Repeat, but who cares?
Well, no. Actually, that time I actually didn't mean it as a pun in that sense. Like I was actually listening.
No, but I did.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah,
I was the repeat.
Yeah. So another thing they're having there is the wool pull tractor pulling contest.
Well, that should be interesting.
As well as antique tractor display. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty cool.
Sheep going to be pulling the tractors, or because I feel like you need a lot of sheep to pull that off, or just one really.
I think it's actually gonna be like people doing tractor pulls.
Well, shouldn't they be at like the people, display instead of the sheep one? Because it seems like.
Fair enough.
But yeah, one of the big takeaways for this is not only the crafting and the entertainment, but doing this supports the Monroe County sheep producers, which, and I don't usually talk about stuff like this. This is usually like one of those topics where I never really bring it up because I seem pretentious when I say it. But support your local farmers and growers.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean,
absolutely.
that's just the way it is. You know, it may sound like the hipster thing to say, but it's the truth. Without those people doing those things, everything is a complete and total monopoly by big business.
The corporate point, Monsanto and people like that.
Yep.
Exactly. So yeah, it'll be a great time for anybody that goes. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited for you to be a part of this.
Super excited. And if you guys do, if listeners do come out, let me know that you came out because of the podcast. That would just be cool. It'd be cool to meet you guys.
Yeah, very cool.
So feel free to let me know.
If you find Ray, obviously you won't want to like go up right away. So follow them around half hour, 2 hours or so, just sidelong glancing around corners and stuff. And then approach.
Basically, how I would approach anyone that I wanted to know.
So I got a schedule for the day. So so I'm guessing it starts at like 9 a.m.
Okay.
Because that's the first thing on the schedule. So Kids Corner / Games and Activities is 9 a.m. to 1.
Okay. Then the gates probably open at 9, and it's 8 o'clock is when the vendors and stuff can go in to set up. That's probably
10 a.m. They're doing the wool pole pedal pole registration under the large pavilion. Contestant weight limit is 35 to 120 pounds. From 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
So maybe that is sheep pulling it.
Yeah.
From 11
from
11 a.m.
That's gotta be an interesting thing.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for interrupting
Yeah.
you so much, but
so the actual wool pole pedal pole begins at 11 a.m. Also at 11 a.m. from 11 to 1, Balloon Artist will be there, sponsored by Renewal by Anderson. So that's kind of cool. Judging contest at 9:30. Open to all youths age 8 to 19. Please sign up prior to the contest. That's a thing. Shearing demos from 9:30 to 1:30, and they're done hourly. So there's that. Working sheepdogs, 11 and 1. Exhibition by Robin Reasoner. Dogs on Grounds approximately 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Of course, we talked about the lunch, which sounds awesome. And the main event, the one that you're there to see, the Sheep Olympics will be taking place at 1:30 p.m. So don't miss that. Do not miss that.
I will not be at my booth at 1:30.
Because you'll be sold out of all your stuff.
That too.
That's going to go like that. So, what was the weight limit on that pole again?
35 to 120 pounds.
Okay, and it said 8 to 19. I feel like they're using use to mean human women, females.
Well, no. So the thing is like, the judging
was
the judging contest,
not the poll.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
Yeah.
That was and like again, that was like for the 4-H and there's another group, FFA.
Yeah, my bad. I got confused.
You're so funny.
While we're recording this, I'm getting messages from my Darkest Dungeon group.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
So, Todd, what have you been playing this week?
Yeah.
No, yeah. Sorry, we're still doing business, so.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, we had to get business out of the way. I mean, because that's an important, cool, awesome thing that I'm excited to share with the listening audience.
Absolutely.
So
One of the great things about this is a networking opportunity where we get to, bring friends and their businesses out to the fore.
absolutely, and people we don't even know because I mentioned a few of them. So
Yeah. Yep. That they're.
I feel honestly, I sometimes feel like I'm the hype man of the network.
Sometimes.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm sorry,
You absolutely
sometimes?
are.
That's practically. I mean, we need business cards with that printed on it because that is legitimately your job.
Right. You are the hype man.
I'm the fucking
Yes.
promoter. That's just
Yes,
that's
you
the
are.
way it is. I'm a horrible promoter though. I really am.
You're better than me. I'm just the one that's like, I don't know if this is okay to talk about in this situation, so I'm just gonna shut up.
So
I mean,
so
I show up. That's what I do. Let's face it.
So I'll be honest with you. The second you're just like, oh, let me look it up. Like as soon as you said Waterloo and Sheep Festival, I googled that shit and I had that right up, and I was just like, let me just read this word for fucking word.
And that's why it's your job. That's why it is your job.
I'm like a Googler person.
So the reason that I don't know a lot about this is because I was just asked to join this friend at his booth. I was just asked on Friday. So I've been like scrambling trying to beef up my inventory rather than like researching what I'm going to.
And
because I don't have a lot of stuff just yet.
And with the on the offhanded chance that you do have some leftover merch,
it will be going on Etsy.
Yeah, I was gonna say Etsy.
Absolutely.
Which yeah, you can fill that store up too.
Yeah, because that's currently empty.
But yeah, I mean,
no, it's currently out of stock and awaiting restock.
There we go.
That is the best way of putting it.
Yes. Don't ever say it's empty. No, it has. You were sold out and you're awaiting restock.
Mm-hmm. These guys are like the best thing that has happened to my business.
I mean,
your art skills are, but yeah.
Wow. I mean, Balen helped me write up a whole
resume
and cover letter and portfolio in the course of like less than 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a writer. It's what I do.
Fair.
Not professionally, and you can tell because I have literally nothing published, but.
And then Todd with the promo.
Yeah, well, I mean,
get yourself some good friends like Todd and Balen.
A support network is important for anyone.
Yeah.
I mean, for me with promos, I mean, it kind of comes down to we all know it. We'll blame wrestling for my promo work. So
fair.
Because if there's one thing I can do in certain situations is I can talk. I mean, that's all I can do. I can't do anything physical, but I can talk. So I mean, yeah.
I wouldn't know what that's like.
Huh?
No.
I don't know what that would be like, being able to talk a lot.
Yeah, just I mean, when I worked in sales, that's the way it was. Like I was like they would say, "Oh, we're getting a new product in." I'm getting like, "Oh, what are we getting?" And they're just like, "Oh, well, we're getting we got these 3 new riding mowers and we got these 4 new models of televisions and this new workout equipment." And by the time I came back from lunch, I knew most of the stats on all of those. So I could just say like, listen, you don't want to go with this piece of shit because all it is an overpriced reskin of the same model we've had on the floor for 6 months,
Mm-hmm.
But but yeah. Yeah, so Balen, you asked me what I've been playing.
Well, do you have anything to promote for yourself? Because this has been all about right.
Well, I mean,
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
No. I'm just saying we just have done that. That's all we've done.
Yeah.
That's not a complaint. That's you're saying, do we want to really move on from this, or do you have anything to promote?
I mean, I could promote. You know what? I'll do it. I'll do it.
Yep.
So we don't know what day it's going to be yet. It's either going to be Friday or Saturday of this week. Every Friday or Saturday on twitch.tv/bloodspilla, one word, we do Darkest Dungeon, where it's four people, well, 5 including Blood, playing Darkest Dungeon. Blood's the one that hosts it. He's actually playing the game. every player gets every person in the voice call has a character that they decide on what their actions are. It's actually very interesting. I just did my second week of it, and I'm coming back this week for it as well. And that's why I said, I'm like, oh, they messaged me. And apparently we just got the message, anyone have a preference for what day? And I'm like, I'm fine with whatevs. And so as of right now, it's going to be Bloodspilla, myself, Stotchabilly, and Grimmerton Dryad. So
that is an awesome roster.
Yeah.
We still have one spot open too. That's the other thing. We're trying to get somebody else to come in, and it's like Graham's the fill-in. So, so I mean, we got an amazing cast over there. You know, we have Chains on Chaos. We have Nino. You may have known him as Space Neener, or
yes, awesome.
We got Sci-Fang.
Oh man, Sci-Fang! I can't say enough good about that guy.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Captain Selden. We got him. A couple other people too. I mean, I just mentioned the ones you guys know. But yeah, I mean, we got a pretty good. Like last week, it was Blood, me, Stotch. Who else? To Lee, who's another streamer. I really got to start watching his stuff because it was a lot of fun. Just kind of, I hadn't had any interaction with them before. So, and Nino. So it was like that was the squad going out, the four of us. It was just
nice.
But yeah, I mean, we're working on that. It's a lot of fun. It's a great time.
It's a fun game too.
It is.
I've never played.
It's even more fun when you play it almost like D&D.
Oh
yeah, I mean, I can imagine
because legit, that's what we're doing. It's like, okay, so at the end of each dungeon or every dungeon crawl or whatever you do,
right?
Whatever rewards you have go back into the treasury. And then from there, it's just like, okay, we have, for example, 25,000 gold. How are we spending it?
So then do you guys decide like what you like if your character needs recreation to lower their stress levels, do you decide which recreational?
Yes. Okay. Yes, we do. Everybody has 2 characters. So
okay. So that way you're always doing so like
if one character's stressing out, unless nice. Unless they decide to bring out a Vastal or a fucking what was the other one? But all we know is that they both hated the Abomination, which is my second character.
Okay.
So I had to constantly stress out my first character.
Well,
it looks like, and this may be an exclusive. It looks like Doxy will be joining us.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Unorthodox, cool.
Yes. So I mean, we got a stacked lineup this week.
Yeah, I think one thing Todd and I can both agree on is that no matter what game it is, our favorite role is the troll.
Yeah, that sounds about accurate.
So my first week on that, Grammerton actually killed me.
Oh wow.
Well, actually, let's be honest. Stotch killed us, but there was a thing, and it said, give me a torch, blah 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 blah. And Stotch was like, I'm gonna give it a torch, and he puts the torch in there. And it summons an eldritch beast.
Oh my!
And so me and Graham got pretty fucked up from that battle. We retreated. I think on my turn, if I'm not mistaken. I'm like, I need to get out of here. So we retreat, and we're able to successfully retreat, which was great.
Yeah.
And then Graham's character has a heart attack from stress. Which stresses me out even more, and then my character has a heart attack because of stress.
Well, GG.
So by facto, Grammerton killed my first character.
Well,
And then last week we had a fucking close call. We had a close call. Like my character, like I had a character have a heart attack. And like after a battle, and everybody's just like, well, it's just like your character's gonna have a heart attack, and I was just like, I'm ready for this because I'm the player that's just like, if my character dies, they die, no big deal.
yeah.
Oh yes. Yeah,
I don't grow
we have no
attached to
experience
them.
with that personally, but yeah.
So like Darkest Dungeon's like probably the best game for me, or XCOM, because I don't grow attached to shit. So my character has a heart attack, and they survive.
Oh.
And everybody's just like, I've never seen that happen before. Because when we started off, I was just like, well, my new character is... They're like, oh, do you want to de-stress this character? And I'm just like, nah, they're going to die of a heart attack in the dungeon. Because, we got to have a death this week. And they had a heart attack in the dungeon, and they survived, and everybody was in fucking shock. So... But yeah, so just keep an eye on my Twitter. Twitter.com/ToddEvf. And once I get more info on what day we're actually doing it, I'll be able to fill you guys in on when that's going to be. Usually that day I'll do a stream prior to the session. The session is put in perspective here, 8 p.m. my time, which is Eastern, 7 p.m. Ray's time,
Yeah.
5 p.m. West Coast, because fuck Mountain.
Yeah. Which, let's face it, Arizona agrees with you on that.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's just, it'll be a 8 p.m. Eastern show, either Friday or Saturday, every Friday or Saturday at twitch.tv/bloodspilla. And even if I'm not a part of it, it's a great fucking time. It really is.
And he's a great streamer.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, Blood is awesome.
Yeah.
Does a lot for charity.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And he, like, it's interesting that, like, last week we talked about how you and I met Balen, which was through Deja.
Deja Vu Dark Mist. Found Mitchell.com/Deja Vu Dark Mist.
Yep.
Sorry, go on.
And just getting all the plugs out tonight.
Yep.
But that's the same way that I met Blood. So it's very interesting.
Yeah.
It's actually really cool. So I'm actually very, very thankful for everything over these last 3 years of streaming, because I wouldn't know half the people I know if it wasn't for either me taking chances or whatnot. Like, I wouldn't know Ray if it wasn't for Ray Animated.
Yeah.
Which sounds weird, but they're two separate people.
Yeah.
We are two separate people, even though we're basically the same person.
I think I may have told this story a few times, at least on stream, but one night after streaming, one day after streaming, I was just like, I feel like watching something. What do I feel like watching? Oh, and I'm like, oh, you know what? Let me go and see if there's any blind playthroughs of Alan Wake. And it just so happens that Ray Animated was playing Alan Wake. And I just kind of popped in there and didn't backseat or anything like that, or, that kind of thing. Once I started seeing frustration, I'm just like, well, do you have this in your gear? And it was just like, oh my God, I could use that. Like, it's not so much like backseating in the sense of like, hey, do you have, like, for example, a flashbang? And it's just like, I do. And then it dawns on her, like, I can use the flashbang to kind of clear things out.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I just ended up hanging out there. And then from there, I met Ray, I met Storms. So I mean, it's kind of like networking, on your own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest. I wouldn't know anybody if not for Deja and through him, Todd. So, I mean,
Yeah. Right.
kind of
I
weird to
mean,
think about.
Yeah.
So I think Storms was the big one for me. Introducing me because I know Storms. I met Storms in quote unquote the real world first,
Not the Matrix.
not the Matrix. But so he introduced me basically to streaming
Mhm.
through Inexpensive Gamer, who had there was a total of I think 3 Rays in his chat.
Mm-hmm.
There was Rainy, then there was myself, and then there was Ray the Third, whose name whose screen name I don't actually remember. But Rainy and I, being Ray animated, we hit it off mostly because of having the same name. And then she's such a sweet person. She really is.
Dare I say adorable?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, hell yes.
Absolutely.
I've only met a few times, but yeah.
Plus, it's
And
great
then-
watching her get all worked up on something and
Yeah.
just yelling butts.
Butts, yeah. Booty butts.
Butts. It was fucking hilarious. I loved it.
And then through her, Todd, and then through Todd, Thrabalen.
Yep.
And yeah, so
Yeah, I mean,
that's been
we've had it's been a very interesting ride.
yeah, absolutely.
Dead air.
Yeah. So just the thing
Sorry,
is,
I was
everybody waiting for
opening a new can of soda.
people were waiting for other people to say things, and nobody stepped up. So that's what happened.
Yep.
I was grabbing my whiskey.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, beautiful Jameson Castmates IPA edition.
And I'm sitting here with soda like a dork. Okay.
I'm also sitting here with soda like a dork.
I mean, with water. Sorry.
Oh.
I'm thinking of Ray.
Well, I mean,
I have water.
usually I have my skull of water in front of me, so it's one of those things where I'm just like, I mean,
Here's the thing. I am on a forced water as a practically my only beverage diet. I have a little bit of soda with dinner, but for since a week from last Thursday, I told myself I'd give it 2 weeks. So on Thursday I'm going to reevaluate. And I'll tell you right now, it sucks.
Oh yeah.
I hate water. I know it's not trending in our society when everyone is practically giving birth to 16.9 ounce bottles of water anymore, but it makes me feel bloated.
Mm-hmm.
It has no taste to it.
Agreed.
So yeah, I mean, I'm probably still going to drink more water than I used to, but I am still going back to soda on Thursday. But I made a vow to myself that I was going to see this through.
You know what? You're made of sterner stuff than myself, so
what I would
because I would have absolutely given up.
like, I mean, in my case, because of my budget, I pretty much only drink water.
Mm.
So I mean, like the bottle of whiskey I got around St. Patrick's, and it's just like, I mean, maybe a quarter of the bottle, maybe, but it's just like it's typically used for when I bump my microphone, and a shot gets called. So yeah, because if you've ever been in my stream, I tend to bump my microphone quite a bit.
Yeah. I haven't had alcohol in criminy a couple months, probably.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's been over 4 decades for me.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, the thing is, some
I mean,
people,
that's fair.
some people just don't like alcohol, and I
Yeah.
understand and I respect that.
Tastes weird to me, but yeah.
Um,
I've just gotten bored of it. Mostly because when I do drink, I drink alone.
fair. I only drink when I'm recording, so
Yeah.
I mean, it's like I have people around,
Right.
so it's like I don't feel totally alone.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, occasionally, like I'll have like I think the last time that I had alcohol a couple months ago was I had a glass of wine with supper. But I don't know, I haven't had hard liquor in a really long time.
Whenever I
Probably
go
since like Christmas.
Whenever I go over to my grandparents' house, my grandfather, old German man, so he's always just like, "You want a beer?" And I'm just like, "No, I'm good." And he goes, "You sure?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good." And it's gotten to the point where like he'll ask once now. He'll just be like, "Do you want a beer?" And I'm like, "No, I'm good." He goes, "Okay."
Yeah,
And
that works.
it's one of those situations where like for me, I don't mind drinking every now and then.
Yeah.
But it's one of those like if I'm going to, I just want to I want to be able to just kind of relax,
Right.
and such. So
yeah. Well, I get the feeling that when Storms and I eventually become roommates, we're probably gonna have like nights where we just hang out and drink. But I don't know. And I used to drink on stream, but lately when I'm trying to do more creative streams, and alcohol and sharp needles do not mix.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
That's just asking for trouble.
Yeah, I can see that.
Just bad idea.
Yeah.
Mad, even.
But yeah, so I mean, now that we've gotten the business out of the way, 37 minutes in.
Yeah.
So the question was asked, what are you playing?
Yes.
Yes.
Balen, what are you playing?
Mostly GTA, still some Creativerse. Pretty much the same as last week, but with a higher concentration of GTA, which right now, and if you're playing GTA Online, gun running is double XP and double RP and double cash. So now's the time to get into your bunkers, set up your deliveries, and get blown up by your fellow players.
Yep. Yep. I mean, that's... But they didn't release any cars this week because I really wanted to be racing.
Oh, gosh.
Well, Target Assault is still double RP, double money.
Yeah, but it's not the same as racing. I mean, the Caracara was a flawed vehicle because it doesn't come in a 4x4 model, and on top of that, you can't remove the machine gun. So it's absolutely useless in racing.
Right, I just made the same sound.
Yep.
Did we do it at the same time, even?
And the customization options on it are absolutely dog shit. Like, they could have done a better job with it. Come on, Rockstar, make better stuff. Let me customize everything. I also want a car show mode where I can prevent orbital strikes on my car shows. If anybody gets the little bit I'm doing, thank you. I'm as annoyed by this asshole as you guys are.
Well, now we're on a completely different show, folks.
This Reddit stealing, content stealing, hell, fucking, he's stolen content from other creators too. So, not just things from Reddit. Repackaged clickbaity bullshit. It's just... He actually started stealing clips of people killing him in games and releasing videos of that. Because he didn't understand why people are targeting him specifically. Really? Really?
I mean, you think he'd want to, I don't know, not advertise that he's getting pwned.
Well, and the thing is, it's just like, the ones he'll pull are like when he gets orbital striked.
Yeah.
Or when somebody uses a Hydra to blow up his delivery. Like, they won't use the one where somebody stalks him across the map.
Yeah.
Which are my favorite, personally. Like, there's one guy in GTA goes by the name Santa Claus, and it was just he just every time he can, he goes in there and he just fucking ruins him and his crew, which is even better. Of course, this scumbag. I'm not talking about Santa Claus. I'm talking about the actual scumbag.
Let's call him. Let's be fair. Douche.
Yeah, douche. This douche. I mean, he's done some underhanded shit over the years. As I mentioned, he's stolen content from other creators. Taking stuff from Reddit, it's shitty to do, but it's not as bad as legitimately stealing content.
Yep.
I mean, arguably, it would be. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm gonna use Balen as an example here. It would be like if I took one of Balen's Marvel Heroes sessions, or one of his Master of Orion sessions, or one of his Stellaris sessions, and used all that footage that he himself did as a, either as a backdrop or in Douche's case, and just kind of use that, pass it off as my own gameplay, and basically just be a dick about it,
Mm-hmm.
When people call you out on it, you delete them from your comments. You shut down comments. You have the GTA Reddit staff kind of purge anti-douche threads because it gets seen as witch hunting. Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna flag this video.
Give a fuck less. We're not using his name.
True.
No,
For the
we have
win.
never. Yeah, we have never mentioned you. Who this guy is never mentioned by name. Just referred to him as douche. So yeah. I mean, you want to flag it? Fine, you're the boss. But I'm not saying his name, so you can't do that.
Listen here,
That's all I'm
mister.
saying.
This is our content. Don't fuck with our content.
Exactly. I feel like Ray is face palming right now.
Why would I be face palming?
Ray, have you
Really?
seen any of the bullshit that he's done?
No, I have not.
Okay.
I've just heard you guys talk about it. I have absolutely no clue. I don't watch a whole lot of GTA content of anything.
Mm-hmm.
I'll sometimes watch you guys if you're streaming.
Mhm.
And I'll watch Deja Vu Dark Mist.
Yep.
A little bit, but I don't watch a whole lot of content. I used to. But I don't. I watch other stuff instead.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, and I get that. I understand that.
now, if he released like a heist video, I probably watched it.
Oh,
Oh, he has. He has.
Oh wow! I don't know. Actually, know if I have or not. I mostly watched people that I recognized and
Yeah.
knew, so I might not have.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to heist content, I mean, we can just say this right now with 100%. He ain't Rooster Teeth, so you ain't seen it.
fair enough.
I watched other heist content. That was the majority of what I watched, but in my research, I tried to make my research as extensive as possible, and I watched, I think, probably a good 4 other Let's Players or someone that released heist content, because I wanted to make sure that my
Your notes were 100%.
notes were extensive.
Yeah.
So,
And I get that. It's just...
but no, I do watch a lot of Rooster Teeth. That's the majority of the GTA content that I watch when I do watch.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say it earlier because I was like they're a big enough company that don't need to name drop.
Well, I mean, the thing is, it's like... And don't take this the wrong way, but most conversations either go Rooster Teeth or Homestuck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I have obsessions. There's one other obsession that I've been talking about a lot recently. I think I've been driving Balen crazy.
It's not Voltron, is it?
Well, okay, that's another one too. I have obsessions.
Yeah.
But
That's fair.
you weren't obsessed with the Punisher, which is fun.
Yeah. I wanted to be obsessed with the Punisher, but I wasn't.
Is it because he didn't put his thumbs through more people's eyes? Is that what it was?
No. Oh gosh.
Oh, god damn it, Balen.
Oh my gosh, really? Where did that come from? What is that on? Where did that picture come from?
Yeah, I'm really thoroughly confused myself.
I found it on Twitter, okay?
Okay, that's fine then. I was like, oh my gosh, what did I do?
I just could not resist.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm less terrified.
All right. So
I'm sorry about that.
So earlier
No,
I
that's
was promoting the Darkest Dungeon thing. We have confirmation for us in North America. It'll be Saturday at 8 p.m.
Awesome.
So
Saturday.
Yeah. So it'll be a lot
probably
of fun.
when I'm driving back from Waterloo.
It's fine. There'll be a VOD. There'll be clips. Yeah. It usually is. But yeah, so yeah, it's I mean this weekend, like I don't even want to talk about this weekend. This past weekend.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be doing enough
of the whole podcast.
Yeah, shit, you're not wrong.
And not only is it a whole podcast, it's a whole podcast on a different podcast you actually do.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
well, it's a whole podcast on two different podcasts I do.
Yeah.
Because I mean, let me just get this out of the way. Gimmick Bag will be taking a few weeks off. Maury will not be available.
Okay.
Because of things. So as opposed to kind of roping somebody else in to fill in for wrestling duty, just kind of decided, hey, just kind of take the time. Yeah, take a brief hiatus. But we'll still be doing pod errors. We'll still be doing brothering around. It's gonna be as of this moment right now. Brothering around will be Wes, Marco, and myself for like probably the next couple weeks. So it'll be fun, and we'll end up probably talking about the wrestling weekend on that show on which is part of the network. So
yep,
another promotion thing. Haha.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned it.
Yep. But yeah, I mean, there was just so much fucking wrestling this past weekend. There was so much of it. Like, it's just... I don't want...
It was almost too much.
Almost? Almost?
I mean, I was giving it the benefit of the doubt because I don't follow it like you do.
Same.
Okay, so... I think I sent you the... or I talked to somebody about, like... From Friday, well, was it from Thursday till Sunday, there was 20 different events that were streaming.
Yeah, I think you told us that.
Strap in, folks.
Just streaming. Like, not even, like, just the events that are going on in New Orleans that weekend. Like, these are 20 events that we're streaming that weekend. Some of them on Twitch, some of them on our own service providers, and then some on the WWE Network, which maybe some of you guys did take advantage of that free month to catch two awesome shows. But
if so, you got your money's worth.
Fuck yeah. I mean, arguably...
You bought the discount bulk package.
Like, I remember growing up watching, like, ordering WrestleMania, and WrestleMania was like $40. And that was like in the 90s.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was $40 in the 90s to get it on pay-per-view.
It was $40 in the 80s to get it on pay-per-view.
True. $9.99 a month gives you access to not only network content but also whatever was on whatever pay-per-view that month. So, which is really cool. I mean, it's if you look at it that way, like I think they do, like I think they have a yearly, which is a little bit cheaper.
Yeah.
If not, I mean, like $120 for a year of content, which includes every past pay-per-view and pay-per-views as they happen. Like
a special note would be the SummerSlam from Philadelphia back in the 80s.
Yes. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty fucking awesome. But yeah, I mean, there was a lot of stuff. It fucked up my sleep schedule so much. Like, so fucking much. Like, yesterday we got together, we were playing GTA. I was exhausted, and I'm just like, it's probably time for me to go and lay down and get some sleep. I laid in bed for like an hour and a half, staring at my ceiling, and I'm like, you're not letting me get to sleep, are you, motherfucker?
That's always fun. Yeah.
And then I got up and I streamed for 7 hours.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens.
The problem is you get so tired that your brain goes, oh, so we're not sleeping? Fine. Here's all the energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Legit. That's exactly what ended up happening. And it was just like...
And afterwards you get trashed so hard, your brain's like, okay, we gotta do that shit again? No? Good. We've learned something.
And then at the end of the stream, I hosted over to a newer streamer who was playing arguably my favorite game and arguably one of my favorite mods for that game. Yeah. Talking about Kitty Power, twitch.tv/Kitty Power, one word. She was playing Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, the Final Nights mod.
Yep. The newest update version.
Well, I mean, with the Final Nights, it's just, I mean, the one I did the preview on, like that was the last version of that.
Oh, okay. I was thinking,
you're thinking unofficial patch, which
that's right. Yes, my bad.
Which is fine. I mean, there's a lot in that community that like. But yeah, the new unofficial patch came out, unofficial patch 10. I'm contemplating whether or not I want to install it. So. Yeah, but I mean, other than that, like,
I mean, let's face it, you're gonna.
Yeah.
Most likely.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. I'll probably do like I'll probably delete the game completely and then reinstall fresh to kind of just layer my stuff. Like I did GTA. No, it won't take nearly as long as fucking GTA did. Jesus Christ.
70 gigs.
It was 75 because of all the other shit. And I'm like, motherfucker. Wow. Like it was bad. Now I will say with Bloodlines I have it backed up. So when I uninstall it completely, I can just kind of install it from the backup, which is fucking terrific. But yeah, I mean, it was other than like all the wrestling I watched. I mean, I played a few different games. I've been playing a game called The Late Shift, which is like an hour and 20-minute FMV game. It's got 7 different endings. I've played it a few times now. I think I did playthroughs 3, 4, and 5 yesterday, and I only have 4 of the endings.
The production value is top notch on that.
The acting is top notch.
It looks like television quality.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
Nice.
And having had video games in the 90s, I can tell you FMV isn't always like that.
Yeah. Honestly, this is, I talked to another streamer, Amy Plays, because I hosted over to her one night. She goes, "Oh, what are you playing?" I was like, "Oh, I was playing this game, Late Shift." And she goes, "Late Shift was so good." She goes, "If you liked that, check out The Bunker. It was done by those same people."
Mm.
And I'm like, "Really?" She goes, "Yeah." So, I mean, it's one of those games that now is on my radar. And I'm like, may need to check this one out. But yeah, it's another full motion video game, so it's a bit more linear than Late Shift, but I mean, it's an interactive fucking movie. Let's be honest.
It legitimately is.
So I played a game, Contradiction, that was like done with like real people instead of like animation. It was pretty cool. It was very on the rails.
Yeah.
But it was a mystery type thing where you have to find the contradictions in what people say versus what else they've said or what someone else has said.
Oh, I think I know the game you're talking about. You're like this really weird looking detective guy.
Yes.
Yeah, an inspector because it's in England. Yeah.
Right. It's pretty cool. It was fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. You would definitely enjoy Late Shift then.
Is that on Steam?
It is on Steam. Yes. I'm playing the Xbox version because it's part of Xbox Game Pass, which is an amazing deal.
I don't suppose it's on PlayStation.
It might be.
I mean, for what I've seen,
I'm sorry.
Late Shift.
Late Shift.
And for what I've seen, is definitely a cut above the rest.
Yeah. I will say this much, Ray. It is a thriller. So there are some tense moments in it. And yeah, so just be kind of prepared for that.
No.
It's not like a jump scare fucking game.
No.
At all.
Yeah, I wouldn't assume so, considering you you played.
Yeah, well,
it is 40% off right now, or if you get the bundle, it is 57% off.
What's it bundled with?
The Bunker.
Ooh, very nice. Very cool.
That's not bad.
Yeah. But it's actually a really fun, really cool game. And I do recommend it. I mean, other than that, offline I've been playing Overwatch. I mean, there's that.
I love how you always sound so disappointed.
They just released a new event, and fucking the patch was like 14 gigs. And yeah, it was one of those things. Of course, Windows had updates and all the other shit, and I'm like, motherfucker. So, but yeah,
it is on PlayStation, but I don't see the price. Let's see. $12.49. It'd be cheaper to get it bundled on
Steam. Yeah,
on Steam. Well, cheaper in the long run, rather. It's technically $2 more, but you get an extra game.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and as I said, apparently, if you liked Late Shift, you'll like The Bunker as well. So.
Okay.
We've promoted a lot of things tonight.
Yeah, tonight has been the night of promotion.
Oh, yeah. Like promoting, wonderful streamers like over a Mixer. No, kidding.
You talk about that Deja Vu Dark Mist fella?
Yeah, that Deja.
Grade A content over there.
Also, part of his stream team, Maximus Rake, is also an awesome guy to watch.
Nice.
Now, for people who've never seen their particular kind of stream, I do have to admit their production quality has a certain meta vibe to it.
Oh, absolutely.
They don't take place in the 21st century. That's a warning I'm going to give. They role play it out completely. So don't be surprised if you go in there and find that they're talking about weird things like being in the 31st century. That's just part of their character.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at the same time, like, I mean, even when Deja was on Twitch, I mean, he didn't hide the fact that, like his inspiration for the look and feel of his stream, you know,
Mhm.
he never hid that.
And to be fair, there's a certain amount of fallout from such decisions.
Puntastic.
Yeah. Well.
Puntastic podcast today.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes it's just gonna happen. I mean,
Especially with you two.
As long as I'm promoting his team, which is Team Lionheart, I'm going to say the Classified Cast, the third member I personally seen on Mixer. He's actually a pretty chill dude, too.
nice. Very cool.
All three are pretty cool guys.
Awesome. Yeah. And I mean, I've really been toying with the idea of going to Mixer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, confession time, folks. I'm more than toying with the idea. I'm 99% sure I'm going there. So, just to let you know. I'm
at the point because of like Twitch affiliate won't let me do a dual stream between the two.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about possibly, if, for example, I decide to do more streaming, doing like half of my day on Twitch, half of my day on Mixer.
That could work.
Because I mean, the people that know me from Twitch, like I can't just like say, hey, you really enjoy what I do, get a new account over here, you know? I can't do that to them.
Although to be fair, Mixer accounts are free. If you have a Microsoft login, you've got a Mixer account.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I don't know. I've been so off of streaming lately. I just haven't. I think my last stream was might have been back in February for all I remember.
Yeah.
I know exactly when mine was. March 1st, my 3rd-year stream anniversary. And that's some irony for you folks. My 3rd-year anniversary on Twitch might be my last Twitch stream. And likely will.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah, I'm not sure. Like I could probably fairly easily switch over to Mixer.
It supports XSplit and OBS.
Yeah. Well, just because like it's been so long since I've done any stream. Okay, no, actually March 4th. March 4th was my last stream.
More recent than mine.
But you know, it's been so long since I've done streaming that I feel like there's not. I mean, there are still some people that will come into my streams, but it's pretty much down to like maybe 2 people that have been around since for a long time. And I feel bad that I don't stream, and I think I would feel bad if I switched completely over to Mixer, but at the same time, I don't know. Like I have to do more looking at Mixer and see, what it does as far as like creative streaming. That's really what I'm more interested in.
They do support it.
They do support it. I'm wondering if they support it better than Twitch does. I feel like it can't be much worse than Twitch does. Twitch did so well. Twitch was doing so well with their creative streaming when they first brought it out.
I feel like they wanted to snag some eyeballs, and then they didn't care.
Yeah. Yeah. Like if they had just left it the way that they had it instead of like going backward.
Yeah.
I mean, the way Twitch handled creative streaming, I mean, arguably, the only reason people know that creative streaming still happens on Twitch is because of the fucking Bob Ross channel.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, much like with cooking. Cooking was another one they had a huge influx on, and then what happened to that? I was happy about that.
I like the idea of streaming cooking shows. That was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure technically it still happens, but
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, but
Good luck finding it.
yeah.
Well, I
Yep.
know one streamer who actually does. Well, I don't know them personally, but I know one streamer who does cooking streams, and that's the only streams they do. And that is binging with Babbage.
That's cool.
I think the channel's Basics with Babish because it's not so much like a cooking show as it is a cook along. Like he'll release an episode on YouTube like the week before and say like, when we do the cook along, this is what we're working on, you know, which is really cool. So like, he's done ones on pasta where like you'll actually make like, he advises to make your pasta beforehand, like handmade pasta and shit.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, not for me.
I mean,
Sorry.
it's one of those things, like, because he shows you how to make the pasta and do the whole thing.
Yeah.
He just released an episode on YouTube on his main series, Binging with Babish, which is about food in TV and movies. And he just did an episode on shawarma. So you can actually learn how to make that like from scratch. Like not even like, oh, you got to buy the pitas and all the other stuff. It's like, here's how to make the pitas. Here's how to do
Nice.
this. Like it's really cool. I know I shared it with you guys, so.
Yep, I saw that. I have not watched it yet.
Yep.
I've never actually had shawarma, so I wouldn't know whether I've done a good job or not. So,
Fair.
I mean, I'm gonna have to try it first before I do that.
Yeah, fair.
Well, I decided to do a little bit of research. I went to Mixer.com. In the upper corner, when we ask you to sign it says, join our community of streamers, gamers, and creatives.
Yep.
Huh.
So right there, they're immediately telling you, hey, creative is the thing we do. Which is kind of more than Twitch does.
Yeah. Now, that being said, like I have also gone to Mixer.com, and it's kind of hard to find. But maybe I'm
It's very hard. It's a little difficult to navigate. I feel like that's going to get better as it grows. Because
I hope so.
It's been a Microsoft product for less than a year.
Yeah. I mean, it used to be Beam.
Beam, yes.
So trying to find the creative type stream, like I've gone into the games, and I've tried creative. I've tried sewing.
It's also a fairly small platform at current, so it might just be no one is currently streaming creative.
That could be.
Which I'm not gonna lie, could be a good thing for anybody looking to get into it.
Yes. You
True.
might. I mean, there's small fish in big pond, and there's big fish in small pond.
Yeah.
And then there's only fish in the sea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean,
I could maybe try. I'll have to look into setting it up. I don't have time to
Oh yeah. I mean,
this week,
No one's-
probably
yeah.
not, but
no one's suggesting it right now. It's just something to think about.
yeah, for sure.
I remember doing my first Beam stream.
I remember that.
Yep, because Twitch would not let me play Yandere Simulator, but Beam didn't have that same restriction.
Beam barely had any restrictions in those days.
Yeah.
It was the Wild West of streaming.
No, that's Hitbox, which is now
True.
Smashcast. Which, by the way, last I checked, Hulk Smashcast is not taken. So you can be Hulk Smashcast on Smashcast. It's fucking terrific.
Yeah, that's the thing, I guess.
Or just Hulk Smash.
Yeah. Is Hulk taken?
I don't know.
Because Hulk.Smashcast would be kind of awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just and you know what? I know a few people that have that stream on Mixer. So
Mhm.
I mean, obviously we've mentioned Deja.
Usually. Incessantly.
But Jess X.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just easier when you stream from the Xbox to stream to Mixer than it is to Twitch.
I can see
because
that.
it's owned by
This
Microsoft.
is Microsoft, yeah.
Well, even with Beam, it was easier to stream to Beam
Yeah.
than it was to Twitch.
Hmm.
Because Twitch has like their app needs a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and yeah, streaming to from PlayStation 4 to Twitch is a pain in the butt.
Streaming on a PS4 to begin with is a pain in the ass.
Oh,
Let's be honest.
Probably. I don't know. I've only ever tried with Twitch, so
Let's try to let's. All right, cool. We
There-
got an
there's-
awesome cutscene.
never
Oh, this
mind.
is so amazing. What do you guys think? We see a black screen. What?
Fair. Yeah, that's a fair
Yeah.
point. There is a reason that I got it.
I'm going to provide a very controversial opinion here, and that's I don't think Sony actually cares that much about gaming. It's a market for them, and that's why they do it.
That's
Sony's
I
at
can see
a
that.
point where it's just where I agree with you. I know that they don't care, but they do.
Yeah,
They
they care for the money.
well,
I mean, to be fair, that's the same with Microsoft. I'm not saying Microsoft doesn't care about the money. I'm just saying they just care that the money's still coming in.
yeah. With Sony cares more about people playing the stuff themselves,
Mm-hmm.
whereas Microsoft's just like, we want people to play our shit so people can see it and say, hey, what are you playing that on? That looks pretty good.
Yeah.
You know?
Mhm.
Yeah, Microsoft is definitely they have a lot of streaming support. They do.
Absolutely.
Native to Windows, native to the Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and Sony, they have the PlayStation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're not wrong.
I think one of the biggest downfalls for me as a viewer, watching somebody stream from a PS4 is the way that Sony decides that achievements need to be blacked out and some cutscenes need to be
Yeah.
blacked out.
Yeah.
Because if I'm watching a full playthrough, I want to watch a full playthrough.
Right.
it actually destroys the experience.
It takes you completely out
it really
of it.
does. It really does.
And I feel like Sony's like, well, if they want to see the cutscene, they'll have to buy the game. But I'm more like, you know what? I don't know enough about this game to really know whether I want it now.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, there are ways to like kind of circumvent that by doing by using a capture card and
capture
such.
card. Yep.
At least with the PS4. With the PS3, not so much because you actually have to backdoor it because of the HDCP support.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just you actually have to get a specialized powered switch,
Wow.
like a powered USB switch to do that. Because the USB
Wow.
switch circumvents the HDCP. It's insane. Like,
That's dumb.
it's one of the reasons why when before the PS4 you saw a lot of people streaming from the Xbox and not a lot of people streaming from the PlayStation. I mean, you had people streaming from both platforms, but
Yeah.
Mhm.
casual, filthy casual like myself would much rather stream, because I have a capture card, stream to the Xbox from the Xbox than a PlayStation because I don't need another piece of hardware
Right.
to do so.
Right.
I feel like how it probably started was PlayStation had somewhat lackluster support, but it was there. But more people streamed from Microsoft or from the Xbox because it was easier there. And PlayStation said, well, obviously people aren't streaming from here anyway, so we might as well cut back support. Which widened the gulf, which reinforced their decision.
Well, and
That's possible. It's a possibility.
you got to remember, like the
But
PlayStation did have some. Sony made some really dumb moves. Like let's be serious.
Spider-Man 3.
well, yeah.
Sorry.
I'm not even talking
I
about their
know.
film division.
I know.
I'm flat out just talking their gaming division.
I know. I'm
Um,
sorry.
But I will
Bones got to make it about Marvel.
I will be honest. The Spider-Man 3 game was absolute dog shit as well. So
I don't doubt it.
it's the reason why when people talk about like, oh, which Spider-Man game do you enjoy? A lot of people say Spider-Man 2.
To be fair, that's what they say about movie too. But yeah,
I mean, I enjoyed the first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
Yes, I did as well.
I thought it was okay.
I wasn't big on Spider-Man 2.
Mhm.
No, neither was I.
However, when they released the 2.5 version on DVD,
Which I've never seen.
oh my god, it makes the movie.
I don't think I've seen that either.
The 2.5 is so much better than the because it takes a lot of scenes that were cut because of time and stuff, and it adds them back in, so you get more exposition, you get more like story, like what the fuck is going on, especially when it comes to the relationship between Peter and Octavius. So
Oh, okay.
And Molina did a pretty decent job as Octopus.
I will say that, like, I will say that if they were to, like, if they're going to cast somebody as Doc Ock now for the new Spider-Man things, could you think of anybody that could pull that off?
Although at the same time, I didn't think he had the right look for the character. He projected it well.
Oh, absolutely. No, I completely agree with that.
Just like, in all honesty, as far as voice is concerned, I wouldn't think that the casting of Green Goblin was good in the first one, but Willem Dafoe knocked it out of the park with attitude.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a shame they couldn't have a more articulated mask, so you could instead you had to be the 6th Power Ranger.
Yeah, I was gonna say you had to be in that dumb Power Rangers mask. Gosh.
Shout out to Weird Al there.
Yeah. Wearing the dumb Power Rangers mask.
You're gonna get us muted, right?
And what is it? To be perfectly honest, when I look at it, the first Spider-Man movie, well, the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie.
Yes. Well, it's actually the first, Spider-Man movie. It was only named Spider-Man.
Fair.
We've had no other movies just named Spider-Man.
True. I'll give you that. I will say that half of the reason why because I'm not a Spider-Man fan by any stretch. By any stretch of the imagination, I am not a Spider-Man fan.
I absolutely am, but go on.
Same.
Willem Dafoe is the main reason I saw that movie.
Yes. It certainly wasn't for Tobey Maguire in my case. He seems like a decent enough guy, but honestly, he did not seem like Spider-Man to me.
No. Like, I was fine with it at first, because, again, I don't have a basis in comics like you guys.
Yeah.
And my main experience with Spider-Man was I may have seen a few animated videos or animated TV shows with him. But I enjoyed the first Spider-Man movie, and in Spider-Man 2, I kind of enjoyed. I hated Spider-Man 3. I just thought that one was just stupid. But I thought Tobey Maguire made a decent Spider-Man up until I saw Andrew Garfield. And then I never would have gone back to thinking Tobey Maguire was a good Spider-Man. Now that I have seen Tom Holland, I'm not too particularly fond of either of Spider-Man.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think that Tobey Maguire did a decent Peter Parker. Andrew Garfield did a decent Spider-Man. Tom Holland is a wonderful Spider-Man and Peter Parker.
I absolutely disagree that Tobey Maguire was a good Peter Parker. And I'm going to explain why. Peter Parker is, above all, a nerd. very much a tech nerd. You didn't see much tech.
That's true.
Because
That
they
is
went, and I
true.
feel like it's because they went with the organic web shooting. He didn't have a chance to invent his web shooters.
That is very true.
Once you take that decision completely out of things, you more or less remove Peter's need to have Peter be a techie.
That is, yes. I can see what you're saying there. I can absolutely.
So that is my problem with the Tobey Maguire in general in those
Mhm.
films. And since he wasn't a good Peter and he wasn't a good Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield. Okay, here's my problem. What is it with movie Spider-Man taking off their freaking masks? I know the out of character reason, and that's because the actor they want to show the actor off. Now, but I love that with Tom Holland as Spider-Man, he freaked out when somebody started to remove his mask.
Yeah.
That was awesome. That is the Spider-Man I know.
Mm-hmm.
And he was mouthy.
Yes.
Mile a minute with talking. He was nerdy, in and out of costume. He was he's definitely a tech geek.
Yeah. Oh, I love Tom Holland. Tom Holland
Yes.
is like the perfect Spider-Man.
He
I
is.
mean, the MCU like grows their actors
Yes, they do.
to be the actual character. I mean,
I have said this before. When I first heard about Chris Evans being cast as Captain America, my reaction was, they're getting the Human Torch to play Cap? That's never going to work. When I then saw him as Captain America, I went, he used to be Captain, he used to be the Human Torch. I still can't believe it, and I watched it.
right.
So, I mean, that's how good Chris Evans was in that role.
Yes.
Robert Downey Jr., amazing.
Yes. Yes. Robert Downey Jr. is Tony Stark. I mean, even you just look at his at Robert Downey Jr.'s like past life. I mean, he's basically Tony Stark.
Yeah. He's Tony Stark without quite as much money, which I'm sure he had. But
or arms dealing.
Yeah, well, that's where he got the money from. But yeah, with this first Spider-Man series, Tobey Maguire takes the mask off, including in the second one in front of a trainload of witnesses, which annoyed the hell out of me.
Mm-hmm.
In the second one, Andrew Garfield took off the mask, and he absolutely shouldn't have, because he shouldn't appear unmasked in public ever.
Right.
But beyond even that, it just doesn't.
I actually like how Andrew Garfield.
It just doesn't fit the character, though, especially.
Yes. Oh yeah. No. Absolutely.
There is no one in comics more concerned with our secret identity. I'm even throwing in Batman with this than Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's why I love Tom Holland. He understands the role really well, and the writers understand the role really well, and that's all you really need.
Right.
So yeah, we spent all this time talking about a character Todd doesn't like.
Sorry, Todd.
Yeah. No, it's okay.
Yep. It was going to happen one of these times. We were going to get to a point where Todd's the one not talking.
Yep.
Yeah.
Usually me or Ray. It had to happen eventually.
Oh, but speaking of Tom Holland, did you guys see so they had the Russo brother note, the Thanos Demand Your Silence? Did you guys see that he did because we were joking about
Tom Holland.
No, we were joking about Bruce Banner's real name.
Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah.
Mark Ruffalo. We were joking about him being the spoiler person. Tom Holland did a tweet retweeted that, and they said this was and said this was originally addressed to me.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's beautiful.
So here's the thing, like Tom Holland, like he gets so excited that he'll just spoil shit.
Yeah.
Whereas Mark Ruffalo does it accidentally.
True.
Like with the Mark Ruffalo thing, he was asked to do a Instagram live thing, and he did it.
And then he forgot to turn it off.
And he thought the thing was off. He put the phone in his pocket, and everybody heard the opening of Thor, and then his phone keeps going off, And he's just like, I'm in a movie. Like, that's impolite for me to do.
Uh-huh.
So
they're trying to tell him.
Yeah, and it's just like, you're still alive. And it's like, oh, shit.
Oh, man. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. I do love that, though.
Yeah.
And here's what's funny. Mark Ruffalo, to me, seems like the perfect Bruce Banner.
Mm-hmm.
He's nothing like the comic Bruce Banner. Doesn't seem to matter. It's funny as hell to me.
Yeah.
I can't even explain that one, honestly. But, I mean...
It's Marvel grows their... And that's the only explanation. Marvel grows their characters to make you...
And do we even need to mention, Benedict Cumberbatch? Because, wow.
I love Benedict Cumberbatch.
I'd never seen him in anything before Doctor Strange, and
I have seen him as Sherlock.
I will never
BBC
see him as
Sherlock.
anything. I'll never see him as anything but Doctor Strange. What
Yeah.
I find funny is two versions of Sherlock Holmes have totally been mustache bros.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for that moment in Infinity War.
Yeah.
Where they make a comment.
Stark's gonna make a comment.
Oh,
Has
yes.
to.
Because Robert Downey Jr. will ad-lib that in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, personally, I fucking love that.
Yes. Yeah.
Same.
But yeah, I have to admit, I'm still not sold on Chris Hemsworth as Thor, not because he doesn't do a good job, but because he seemed like Thor to me, and Ragnarok didn't help. But,
I mean, as I've theorized, Ragnarok's tone was in such a way so people aren't shocked when they use Thor to lighten the mood with the Guardians in Infinity War. So
yeah, I could see that, but at the same time, why Thor?
No.
Do you think they could have fucking Hulk do it? I don't think Hulk's gonna be the one fucking being comic relief. Like, let's look at the heroes that they have. Like, we haven't seen fucking Hawkeye, which
I need Clint.
I mean, I have theories, but I mean, that's just
Please don't.
No, I have theories on why we don't see him.
Mm-hmm.
And it may have to deal with pivotal moments, and that's why.
Mm.
I mean, for all we know, they could possibly, I don't know, kill him off like in the first 20 minutes, or supposedly kill him off in the first 20 minutes.
They have to kill somebody to show Thanos is serious.
Yeah. And I mean, who would you rather have them kill? Somebody with actual powers or the guy with the bow and arrow?
Well, to be fair, if you want to talk about killing off guys that don't have actual powers, there's one guy just throwing a shield, another guy just wearing a fancy suit.
True. But one of them is a super soldier, and the other one does have a power. It's called being fucking rich.
And their actors are both talking about retiring after this film.
Yeah.
Or after Avengers 4.
But
yeah.
And I mean, let me just, because like Balen's here and Balen will understand what I'm saying, and Ray will be like, "Huh? What?"
Yeah, that sounds accurate. Ray's just gonna look at their Marvel Pinterest and look for the specific thing that I wanted to point out that I would love to see in Infinity War.
So, Balen, what if the reason we're not seeing Hawkeye is because they do a fake death at the beginning and he comes back as Ronin?
That would be interesting. Or, here's something. I've also heard we're not seeing a lot of Ant-Man.
Yeah.
What if Hawkeye gets a hold of Pym particles and becomes Goliath?
Ooh.
Right? That'd be a great mythology gag.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, two very specific characters we haven't seen. They're I mean, admittedly, it was the Hank Pym Ant-Man, but they have intersected to create a completely different third hero in the past. And this seems like the kind of thing, where Hawkeye would be like, I think it's time I played a bigger role in this.
Well, I
And,
mean, there when you talk about Goliath, there's been several different people who have taken the Goliath name.
I mean,
so
they could use Tom Foster, but
they could use Tom Foster, Bill Foster. Of
Bill
course,
Foster, that's the one I was thinking of. Yeah, Bill Foster. I mean, if they use Bill Foster, I mean, let's face it, people would have a heart attack.
why? Because there'd be 2 black heroes in the Marvel movie. Is that why? And people be all outraged with their fake fucking bullshit outrage.
No, it just leave them feeling like there's a hole in them. That nothing could fill.
Fair. All right,
But,
I'll give you that. I see, and I instantly thought like the complete opposite, like because of all the fake outrage over Black Panther. Like,
No. But I mean, true, there was Eric Jostin, who later became Atlas, but we haven't seen hide nor hair of anything like that, so we're not going to see him.
I mean, they would have to introduce Power Man. No, wait, hold on, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of more of a Luke Cage villain, in a sense.
Well, I mean, he was a member of the Masters of Evil.
True.
And then a Thunderbolt. And a Thunderbolt under Hawkeye for a while.
Yeah.
We're back to that.
Yeah.
But we haven't seen anything about the Thunderbolts, basically, so I don't think we're going to see them.
True.
Although snarky-ass Moonstone would be hilarious.
Yeah.
But, I mean, let's face it. It's going to come down to the point where his bow is just not going to be very useful, and what he might have to do is step way up.
Yeah. No,
That's
I'll
a
give you that.
possibility.
I'll give you that.
I mean, I want to see 50-foot tall Jeremy Renner.
Shooting giant arrows.
Just 50-foot tall Jeremy Renner. And then, him sneaking in Ant-Man. Because when your attention's on the 50-foot guy, you don't see the 5mm guy.
Yeah.
True.
I see you there. But yeah, it's just I think that would be an interesting that would be very interesting. I know there's got to be some connection between Hawkeye and Ant-Man.
Ant-Man. The only problem though is trying to sneak him past Thanos. Thanos doesn't have a conscience, so
Fair.
So his tactics won't work.
But yeah, I mean, there's
Oh, got it. Okay, give me a second.
I
was
understood that reference.
What? This is your conscience. We haven't spoken in a while.
Yeah. Perhaps one of my favorite scenes from Civil War, or as I like to call it, Ant-Man the Super Thief steals the whole movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are not wrong.
I mean, that's how good a thief he is. He steals the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, now, of course, Infinity War comes out in 17 days, so
Yeah.
when the eventual spoiler version of the podcast, where we talk about Infinity War, we're going to see just how wrong I am. But
Yeah.
Right. I just want to see Shuri and Peter become like best friends. Peter Parker.
Eh.
I see no reason for that to happen, honestly.
I think it would be cute though, the science kids, science teens. And T'Challa and Tony just stand there like, oh no, what have we done?
I kind of want to see Tony you're basically trying to flaunt technical superiority, and Shuri's like, you realize I was coming up with this stuff like 3 to 4 years ago, right? This is your newest stuff.
I want to see that, and then I also want to see Shuri and Tony's reaction when Peter Quill shows off his freaking Zune.
Yeah.
I think that would be hilarious.
I would love a little moment where Tony comes in, that kind of stuff, and it's like, all right, well, cool, no big deal. Like, oh, this is kind of impressive. And she's just like, I built you a new armor. And he's just like, what? And he's it's the wrong color. Like that, little things like that.
I want to see Tony like flexing his technological muscles with T'Challa and everything, and T'Challa basically activates his vibranium armor, totally covers. And he's like, "Oh, but yours is nice too."
Yeah,
Yeah, That's the
Yeah.
scene I want to see.
I honestly, I would actually like to see, like based on the way that the what was it, nanobots or whatever to do the costume in Black Panther.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Nanites or something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
some shit like that.
Nanotechnology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If that's how, if that ends up being a new armor for Iron Man as well, because I mean,
let's face it, in the comics he had the Extremis armor, which he was literally always wearing.
yeah,
He could absorb into himself to not have it evident that he had it.
mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I mean, Iron Man's had like so many fucking different types of armor, so it's like,
Oh, I know.
I mean,
Yeah.
well, I was gonna say for me, like, one of my favorite moments of Iron Man suiting up, in any of the films, in my opinion, was in Iron Man 2.
The Hulkbuster.
No.
Oh.
No. Well, you're thinking Avengers 2.
That's right, yeah. But go on.
Mhm.
The briefcase armor.
I did love the briefcase armor.
I mean, I marked out so fucking hard for that.
I mean, it was the closest we'll get to a Silver Centurion.
Yeah.
My favorite actually was the armor activating on the way down in Avengers 1.
Yeah.
I loved that. It had that whole Human Torch trying to flame on kind of moment.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
It's like nothing's going to happen to the hero, but there's tension anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you kind of do a little internal cheer when he actually starts pulling up. Yeah.
Mhm.
I still would love to see them secretly returning to Fantastic Four in this. It'll never happen. I mean, that's like so far out there. I would expect a Green Lantern to show up first. But
I will say this much when it comes down to it. We got Phase 4. They've laid out the dates. They haven't laid out all the movies yet.
Mhm.
Kevin Feige said, we have our slate planned, even though they haven't announced everything yet.
Yeah.
And we won't really talk about the Fox stuff until after it happens.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, okay, I understand. But some of those movies are after that prospective Fox date.
Yep.
And let's be serious for a minute. Like, Phase 4 kicks off with, essentially at the time that deal goes into place.
Yep.
So I mean, they could do something, and they're planning on going more cosmic, which I'm fine with.
Cosmic rays. Just saying.
And
Silver Surfer, Galactus.
yeah, and I mean that's the only
Annihilus.
Well, my theory going forward, like, so the first 3 phases were all leading up to Infinity War.
Yes.
Mhm.
What if the next 3 are leading up to Annihilus?
Yeah. And here's the thing. They're talking about possibly rebooting the MCU
Mhm.
after Infinity War and everything, after Phase 3, to start Phase 4. What if the very first movie of Phase 4 is the Fantastic Four? Because they were the first superhero team in the Marvel Universe.
True. They're the
They were the
first
ones who-
family. Like,
Yes, exactly. I mean, what if that's how they start everything off?
I mean,
I'd love this.
the only problem with that is the first film in Phase 4 is the next Spider-Man. So,
Yeah. What if? Here's a crazy thing. What if he's one of the earliest things in the film is him trying to join the Fantastic Four, as has happened in the early Spider-Man comics,
yeah,
and then the Fantastic Four movie is a prequel to the Spider-Man movie,
I can see that.
like they're doing with Ant-Man and the Wasp being a prequel to Infinity War.
Yeah. Well,
I'm just big on mythology gags.
Well,
I'll
I
be
mean,
honest.
even with like that Ant-Man and the Wasp taking place before Infinity War, I mean, it's still, they need something like that because Infinity War is like It's not going to be for the faint of heart.
Mm.
You know, it's you can't tell a story in between Infinity War that takes place during Infinity War.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the big problem I see there.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. Here's why I want the Fantastic Four introduced. Just because I want to see heroes lying on the ground, Thanos standing there triumphant saying, is there no one strong enough to overcome me? Is there no one powerful enough to challenge me? And he just hears from above, hey, prune face, incoming! And the thing just drops on him.
Yeah.
That's the kind of intro I'd like to see. But, I know it's impossible. There's no chance of it happening. Like I said, you'll see a Green Lantern fighting him before you see that. But
yeah, well, yes and no. I mean, we don't know what other kinds of deals Marvel has made. Because the Skrulls were part of the Fox package.
Yeah.
So who knows? Like Marvel's probably telling the absolute truth when they say, we don't want to talk about like things that can happen because of the Fox merger.
Yeah.
And then go, but in all actuality, we already got a deal set up for the Fan Force stick over here.
I mean, I will tell you, if we're going cosmic in Phase 4, I want Nova.
Yeah.
I want and not the Sam Alexander crap.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Richard Rider.
Well, it's if you look at the Phase 4 stuff, well, even Phase 4 stuff, but like you look at Guardians, right?
Yeah.
So Guardians, as of right now, is the first cosmic film in Phase 4, because obviously Spider-Man Homecoming 2 is not going to be a fucking cosmic film.
That would be hilarious.
And if you've seen, and I know we've all seen Guardians Volume 2, they allude to Adam Warlock. Which could play a part in one of the Infinity movies.
Yes, oh, definitely. He and Thanos.
Yeah. Or, they drop that tease, and honestly, the reason, like, even if it happens in Infinity War, right? Let's just say it happens in Infinity War. Adam Warlock's not there for Thanos.
Yep.
He's there for the Guardians. Just so happens to be caught in this fight. And it's like, well, my job is to take care of these fuckers here. Not to take care of Pruneface. But he's getting in my way. And play it that way. Allowing the Guardians to basically escape, and then setting up for Guardians 3. That's just the way I can see it working. If they use Adam Warlock at all. Because I would love for them to have teased it in Guardians 2, and then don't use it until Guardians 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a total fuck you to the fans.
Yeah, true. I'm just saying, you guys want to bring the Guardians into, Infinity War, that's fine. Thing's been a Guardian.
Yeah.
He has been, legitimately. So has Kitty Pryde.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Kitty Pryde and Lockheed. Bring in Kitty Pryde and Lockheed.
I mean, Kitty Pryde's supposed to be getting a movie with Fox, which they're trying to fast track.
No.
I mean, they're trying to fast track a lot of things.
Yeah.
So, and in that case, I hope the Fox doesn't bring in Lockheed, because I don't want to see that be.
Oh, they would make Lockheed like the Demon Bear.
No.
You needn't worry. They probably wouldn't even include Lockheed because they're totally concentrating on her being a ninja.
A stripper ninja?
No, that was X-Men Apocalypse.
Ah, damn.
Which I never actually watched.
But wait,
I tried.
But wait, in the Fox universe, doesn't Kitty Pryde have the power to send people's minds back into the past?
Yeah, somehow.
That was such bullshit.
Yeah.
That so obviously should have been Rachel Summers.
Yeah, I
She's
mean,
never had any mental powers before, ever.
yeah.
In any incarnation of any X-Men or Marvel project, ever.
Yep.
Mm-mm. Even I
She's
know
never
that.
had time travel powers. And now suddenly she can mentally project people into the past. What the hell?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Even I knew that was not right.
It's I don't understand the thinking. Like, I understand, like, we'll take like the Deadpool movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Negasonic, they changed her power set.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I can understand that one.
Yeah.
She wasn't exactly a big brand name character to begin with.
Yeah. I mean, that's a thing. But then you look at
She was
like
in what, two books? Or 2 pages maybe even?
No, she was in 2 issues.
2 issues? Okay.
I've read both. She was not exactly noteworthy
Yeah.
in any sense of the word.
Fair enough.
but then you take characters that are established and they have a rich mythos, and you're just like, let's just give them new powers.
Yep.
Oh, and the new Wolverine can shoot bone claws out of his hands. Well, didn't the other Wolverine do that? Not like this one. This one can actually projectile shoot them like a gun. Fucking what? That's the kind of shit that Fox would do.
Yeah.
Oh, and
I
on top of that, he can have his whole body superheat, so he can melt through shit instead of just cutting it. Like, no.
I can't wait for the Cyclops that can use his red optic blast to create force constructs.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, that's, see, and that's the thing, like, that's the biggest problem. Like, why is it, like, Fox, you done fucked up. You fucked up big. Marvel wants their toys back.
Remember, these are the same people who are responsible for the prequel trilogy.
Yeah.
Disney rescued the Star Wars franchise. They can do it to the X-Men and Fantastic Four.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you're not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just, if you look at like the potential of like a new X-Men thing, or even the Fantastic Four. I mean, and you look at the comics, they never stopped making X-Men comics.
Yeah. They backburnered them. But
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. But they did stop making Fantastic Four comics.
yeah. Oh my god. I still can't believe they did that. That's
Though,
like, you guys really know how to hold a grudge.
though you did hear that they're bringing Fantastic Four back, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. I wonder why.
So I'm just saying that's indeed a thing.
Yep.
And
It is indeed. And
I honestly think that, because I've said it a few times, like, I've been in comic book shops, and you know, people talk about like, oh well, it's such a shame that Marvel doesn't do the Fantastic Four anymore. Says like the 4 people in the shop that actually give a shit.
okay, I'm just gonna say I am a Fantastic Four fan.
I assumed as much with the.
I don't fault you for
really
it.
hoping for
But I'm just saying, like, when you look at like a modern
Oh,
fan,
I agree. They haven't done much with them lately.
Yeah.
I will agree with that.
yeah, and it's like, well, I don't know why they did that, and you explain, like, Marvel holds a grudge, like, it's a thing, like, why are we going to put out books with this team we can't really market?
I feel like it's not even Marvel holding grudge. I think this was handed down by Disney. They're like, we'll just put the Fantastic Four in the vault for now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Though Marvel does kind of like Disney, yeah, it's the parent company, that kind of stuff. But Marvel can kind of run their thing the way that they run their thing.
Oh yeah, but I don't feel like they ordered, but I do feel like they suggested it.
Yeah.
Because Disney does know how to turn the screws if they need to.
Yeah, but Disney's a little bit less hands-on compared to like Warner Brothers and DC.
Oh yes, yes, they are so heavy-handed, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Which I still don't understand how their books are doing as well as they are, considering the hands-on approach of Warner Brothers. So
yeah. Although I will say I have a little bit higher hopes than bringing in Brian Michael Bendis to do Superman in Action Comics.
yeah.
I mean, they're already returning to the trunks, which that's a great sign right there, because that proves that they at least he gets what it is that people love about superheroes, and that's nostalgia. Yeah. That is the biggest thing for superheroes. And honestly, removing the trunks from them, it's like, do you not understand where the trunks even came from? It's not underwear like people say, folks. These are strongman trunks.
Yeah.
Putting them on Superman was basically a sign to people going, hey, this guy is super strong.
Yep. I mean, love it or hate it, because I don't like Superman. I'm not a fan.
I honestly feel like if you're a fan of Superman, you're going to be a fan of Fantastic Four, and vice versa.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I feel like with both, it's strongly nostalgia, especially, that keeps those running.
That's fair.
See, I mean, like,
Superman was the first DC hero ever. Fantastic Four were the first Marvel heroes ever. But sorry, go on.
I mean, like, growing up, like, my first exposure to comics was I know Batman was one of the early influences on me, and then a lot of Marvel. Like, that's really the way it was. I grew up with that. Hell, fucking comics taught me how to read. Like, that's a thing. New release day, like, my dad would come home and he would have his little paper bag. Well, he'd have a couple paper bags. And take one, put it right away, and then the other one, and he's just like, this is what we got this week. You know? The other bag was doubles of what he'd already gotten. So for his collection, you know, it's just the way it was.
I didn't have a lot of money growing up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I really didn't have a lot of money. So I didn't get new comics that often. What I did have near me is a grocery store that got the slashed issues where they accidentally cut the cover when they were getting out of the box.
Yeah.
And they were like 50 cents a piece.
Yeah.
And that was where I got my comic fix from. The covers didn't bother me that much. But I mean, I saw some really good comics. I wasn't able to follow lines of them. But honestly, back in the 80s, comics were a little more self-contained.
Yeah.
They were a lot more self-contained, let's face it. You didn't, until Secret Wars happened, you didn't have all of this multi-crossover crap, honestly.
Yeah. I
Not
mean,
crap stuff. I actually do like the big crossovers, I'll be honest.
I like big crossovers when they're done proper.
Yeah. I'm a continuity freak. If I see something referenced that I recognize because it was in a comic 10 years ago, I'm happy as hell. You know?
I mean,
because
I was going to say, I agree with you. I enjoy continuity as well. So
yeah, that's one of my favorite things. So yeah.
One thing that kind of killed me with continuity was when they launched the latest, not the latest X-Men comic, but like when they released the X-Men comic that took place after the Inhuman incident, and they didn't fill in like what happened until like a year and a half later.
Yeah.
Where they did X-Men vs. Inhumans, which was fucking good.
Yeah, it was.
And it
really
explained so much. Like, it was just
Cyclops.
Oh yeah.
I was like, wow.
Yeah. I mean, I actually at that point I was like, once again another character I really don't like, but I was digging what they were doing with that character.
More so what they were doing with Emma Frost at that.
God, yeah.
Oh, man, they really propelled her back into being a major. Let's face it, for a large part of the time when she was with the X-Men, she was pretty much Cyclops' sidekick. That was her role, honestly. She wasn't really a major thing unto herself.
Well, I mean, the only thing less about her than her character was her costume. So
yeah, but with the X-Men versus Inhumans thing, they really propelled her back into a major character.
Oh yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah, and I think basically it's a whole case of you're not even sure anymore if she's a good guy, if she's a bad guy. You don't know what's going on.
I mean, she played that so well with,
and I like that ambiguity with her.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely X-Men versus Avengers. If you got not X-Men versus Avengers, no, bad throw.
X-Men versus Inhumans.
X-Men versus Inhumans, because yeah, AVX was horrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, XVI, X-Men versus Inhumans, was amazing.
Yes.
Definitely picked that up. And I'm one of the few people who actually liked both the Civil Wars. Sue me.
I mean, I enjoyed parts of the first one. With the second one, I enjoyed a lot of the side issues that came out of the second Civil War. Not even like the main stories. Like was it Civil War II Kingpin? I enjoyed that. Yes. I enjoyed the hell out of that.
He's an opportunist, and it showed that so well.
I mean, if they were able to do more like that, like more books like that, more self-contained little, I mean, kind of self-contained, but more of like these little like these mini series like that. I think Marvel would actually, I don't want to say that they're losing out at the newsstand per se, or in the shop, but
honestly, all the comics industry is. But yeah.
But if you go into a shop like and you talk to somebody that works there and you go, "Hey, is there anything you would recommend?" They usually go, "Here's this indie book which you've never heard of," or "Have you checked out the new issue of this DC comic?" They're really
Injustice 2, but
they're really not talking Marvel.
Yeah.
Except for the was it Infinity War Prelude comic? Which, I mean, the only reason why they're talking that up is because the movie's coming out. So
exactly. And
on top of that, selling tons of the old Infinity War Infinity Gauntlet comics reprints.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I still have like what is it? I have a couple copies of the first issue of Infinity Gauntlet, and I also have Thanos' Quest, and trying to remember because I know because I don't have it like on like at the ready, so I can go and look at it and be like, oh, this is blah blah blah, but I know it was I know it has 2 signatures on it. I think it has Starlin and Lim on it. Wait, no. Yeah, I think so. I think that's who it's got on it. Either that or it's Perez and I know that it's signed by the writer Jim Starlin, but then I think it's either George Perez or Ron Lim, one of the pencilers. So, so one of those 2 guys, and it's got the 2 signatures on it, and it's such a fucking nice book. It's one of those ones that like I have, and it's first edition. I and I've thought about like, there's been times where I'm like, times get tough. I mean, let me see what I can get for this, and I'm like, no,
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I have a lot of comics like that. I mean, that's
Your
the
baby.
that's the problem with me as a creator.
Mm-hmm.
Not a, well, as a creator, as a collector,
Yeah.
because
I know what you meant.
yeah, as a collector, I look at the stuff, and I mean, obviously, like some people collect so they can resell later, which I'm not going to fault them. But then there's collectors that'll collect because they're collecting what they like, I'm not going to collect like if I got heavy into comic collecting again, like I did actually during Civil War II, I started getting heavy back into collecting. And then I kind of just phased off of that. But if I were to get back into it, it's not like the situation of like, oh, hey, I need to pick up every new book that comes out, which I did. I mean, I'll still pick up like variants and stuff like that. Like I have that really cool variant of Superior Iron Man, the Doctor Doom one.
Yep. I love that.
Yeah, and I got the
Infamous Iron Man. Infamous. Superior was when he was in the white armor due to Axis.
Oh, gotcha.
I liked all the post-Axis stuff. That was fun. I'm
Fair.
sorry. Just
but yeah, I mean with Infamous Iron Man, it's a very well written book. I liked it. I liked it very much. I think I only have like the first 4 issues.
Mm-hmm.
But they're all variants. They're all the variant covers. So it's just like it's one of those things. Like I'm that kind of collector where I will flat out I'll just go and I won't look at like, oh, I need to get this one. I go, I could get that one. Like I have when they rebooted the Ghost Rider comic, the Robbie Reyes one.
Oh god, I hated him. But go on.
When they just did that reboot not that long ago, I picked up that issue 1 variant, which was a rarer variant than some of the other ones. I forget what the ratio was, but I know the shop had something like 40 issues of the regular, 10 of the first variant, and then 2 of the variant I got.
Oh crap.
Yeah. So, and I mean, it ended up running me like $25 for that variant, but I mean, I was just like, oh, that's a thing. Because I mean, typically a variant, like a common variant, run you like what, $8 to $12.
Yeah.
Once you start getting into the
expensive hobby.
it is. But then once you start getting into like the $20+ variants,
yeah,
that's when you really start going, I really need to start reevaluating things.
Yeah. What am I doing with my life? Yeah.
But I mean, like the shop I went to, or the shop I used to go to, back when I worked up in that area, real nice little shop. And I'll actually give them a plug because they're actually really cool.
Yep. Should have done this earlier, but yep.
Soundwave Comics, 2139 North Main Street, Unit B, Somerville, South Carolina. Really cool shop, very awesome. I mean, I love that shop. They got a Facebook page, Soundwave Comics, one word. They actually have a little convention in October 20th at one of the local colleges. It's not a, I say college, it's a technical college. But yeah, they have a little convention going there, which is going to be cool.
Hit me up if you want to cosplay, dude.
They're doing something the 21st for Action Comics 1000. So at a different location, which is cool as well. But I mean, they've done some really cool events. They run a lot of great sales. They're really cool people, very knowledgeable. I mean, if it wasn't for... I'm trying to just make sure. Yes. If it wasn't for them at the shop, I would have never picked up Kill or Be Killed. Which I know I've talked to you about before, Balen, and it was, you know, it's 20 issues in. It's an Image comic, so I mean, there's that. But it's Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips.
Mm-hmm.
It is fucking fantastic. Quick synopsis for anybody listening. It's a story about Dylan, a depressed college student who attempts suicide. He survives due to unlikely events, but is soon visited by a demon who explains he spared Dylan's life. In exchange, Dylan will be allowed to live one more month for every person he kills. Brubaker said he chose to make the character young because he wanted to include the optimism of youth. The comic examines the consequences of vigilante violence and its effects on Dylan's loved ones. So, I mean, yeah, you're getting that, but you're also seeing what's going on around that. So, I mean, it's really cool. It was nominated for an Eisner for Best Continuing Series, Best Writer, Best Cover Artist, and Best Coloring. And as of December 2017, a film adaptation of the comic was announced.
Oh.
It'll be written by Dan Casey and directed by Chad Stahelski. Let me see what else he's done. He's the guy who directed John Wick.
Wow.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I've heard his greatest work was spelling his last name.
It's not really spelling it, it's pronouncing it. Stahelski.
I'm going to go with both.
Spell that again?
Stahelski.
Stahelski.
Okay. You won.
I'll allow it. Yeah.
But yeah, so he's doing the film adaptation of Kill or Be Killed. He's also apparently they're working on another John Wick film, which is due out in 2019. Storms will be very happy because it's about a man who gets vigilante justice over puppies. So
that sounds like a.
Have you not seen John Wick?
Storm movie? No, I have not.
Oh,
neither have I.
I've heard that it was. I've heard that it was good. Like
it's really good.
I've just been kind of like meh.
I make the joke about the.
Yeah.
I make the joke about it, but I mean the guy John Wick, he's like a retired cleaner basically.
And we're not talking carpets.
Yeah, we ain't talking carpets. We're talking problems. He cleans up problems.
Okay.
A lot of his work is wet. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, it's very wet work. And I mean, one thing leads to another, and
he kills
people. People kind of start shit with him, and he's just like, you don't.
I'm just amused that I feel like Balen could see my face. Because I was making the but I don't. Did I make a sound?
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh, okay. Oh. I was just like.
Also, interesting fact about this director. He doubled for Brandon Lee in The Crow. After Brandon Lee was fatally shot on set.
Oh my.
Yeah. It was an accident with one of the weapons on set.
Oof.
Yeah. Something was lodged in the barrel, that kind of thing.
Wowzer.
So, I mean, even though they fired blanks, I mean, the propulsion of those blanks.
Right.
Yep.
If you get oof.
He was a friend of Brandon Lee. He doubled for him in the movie after his death. The thing with the Crow was the movie was filmed in so out of sequence that, like, I want to say the last half of the film is like all Brandon Lee.
Wow.
The beginning pre-Crow is Brandon Lee, but then there's that part, like, they had to use like a lot of like splices to make it look like when they needed close-ups for certain shots that it was Brandon Lee. It was really fucking weird. It's a good film though. It's a pretty good film. Deviates heavily from the comic, but it's a good film. But yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know. Like, I'm excited to hear that they're doing a movie for Kill or Be Killed. Yeah, because it's good. It is really fucking good. Back when I was buying comics all the time, when I started getting those, like, I read it. I read the first issue and I was just like, "Hey, Balen, you need to check this out."
I still haven't. I still mean to. I haven't checked a lot of stuff out. Let's face it.
Well, and that's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair. I mean, they have 3 volumes of collected editions right now. Volume 1, which is issues 1 through 4. Volume 2, which is 5 through 10. And Volume 3, which is 11 through 14. And they're only up to issue 20 so far, so. Which is not bad.
Yeah. No. 20 issues is pretty easy to catch up with.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Very easy to catch up on. I mean, when you look at some books, I mean, hell, I'll even say, let's just say you're 40 issues behind on something. I mean, you don't need to read every issue.
Yeah. Unless it's Invincible, and then you absolutely need to read every issue because that was awesome. I missed that already.
But yeah, I really have to say that this is, of modern comics, modern, like, not Marvel or DC comics, this is the one I recommend.
Fair enough.
I mean, it's a crime book, and it's good. It's fucking good.
Okay, I'm actually writing that down because I forgot about it in the interim time. I need to remember this.
Yeah.
I need to start making lists of shit like this.
I say my experience with comics. I just recently got the newest collection book for Serenity.
Oh, nice.
I haven't gotten the chance to read it yet. But I
Spoiler alert, Lost
it.
Eyes.
But yeah, so I do have I think there's 5 collection books for Serenity. That's about the extent of my comic knowledge, is those comics there. But I think those are really well done, honestly. Like, it's weird because the design of it, like, changes with every, like, even within a book, there's like different, it's like they have different artists or something, which throws me off just a little bit. But it's not like they're none of them are like continuing stories necessarily.
Okay.
They're all little snippets.
Yeah.
And I can understand the variance in the art style then, because it's kind of to help differentiate, like, this isn't part of that initial.
Right. So, like, some of it is, you know, I think there might be a few that are like pre-Serenity movie. I know there's the one that is still so far my favorite, which is It starts with Shepherd Book as he's fighting the guys that end up killing him, and moves backwards
I do like when stories do that well.
to discover his past. And it's like it's so that
I think I know the book you're talking about. That's a really good one.
it's really good. It's really fantastic because it's like something happens that basically makes him flash back to a past part, and then there's something in that past part that makes him flash back further in the past, or something like that, if I remember right. It's just, oh my gosh, it's so cool. It's so cool, and it just gives you a real. It gives you a better feel for Book's character, because like there's something that they hint at it in the show in Firefly.
They hinted at a lot at Firefly, the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair, they didn't have much time to do more than hint at most of the things they did.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I think they're using the comics to try and expand that universe in ways that they weren't able to because of the show being canceled.
Well, I mean, Josh Whedon's free, so it's not like he's working on the Batgirl movie anymore.
I mean,
Yeah, sad.
well, but at the same time, now, Ron Glass has passed.
Oh no,
So
and I understand. I completely
We wouldn't have the
understand.
same Shepherd Book, and I don't think I can live without him.
Well, I mean, at the same time, they spoilers. They kind of killed him off in the film.
Well, yes, that's true.
Along
So I
with
mean,
Wash.
if it's post,
Or you could just use CGI tricks.
You could.
Yeah.
You could. I mean, they were
But-
able to do a holographic Tupac, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, so I love that is one reason that because I'm not a huge comic fan. I just have a hard time getting into them. I am much better at getting into just like regular books that don't have pictures because I like to envision the characters my own way. I like to envision.
Are
what's going on.
saying that you don't like picture books?
I don't like picture books.
What's wrong with picture books? Picture books, best books.
I
More pictures is better. Less words. No reading. Ain't no reading needed. Nah. Fucking says everybody in my area.
I've always said
Right.
that comics are not, words with pictures. They're pictures with words, and there's a
Yes.
difference.
Yeah.
It's about the art primarily.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
And I mean, I even have a hard time with manga.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've never seen a comic book without pictures, but I've definitely seen ones without words. There are some great silent comics out there, such as what they usually do them after major tragedies, for example.
Mhm.
Well, see, and so like there's a book called what was it? It's mostly pictures with just the occasional page that has words. I think it's Hugo is the name of the book. And it was probably one of the best books ever because the pictures were so detailed. And that wasn't, I don't consider that one's a book. I mean, it is like, I think 400 some pages at least. But so I was able to do that, but just for some reason, I've never been very good at comics. That being said, the Serenity comics I love, and I think that's because they're a continuation of a TV series for me.
It's fair.
So.
But yeah, wow, we've gone quite a while.
Yeah, we almost hit that 3-hour mark again.
Jesus.
Oh, have we?
We're
Really?
at 2.5 now.
Yeah, just
Oh,
about.
wow.
Yeah,
Oh wow.
yeah.
we kind of got wrapped up.
And this is the main reason why I haven't suggested, hey, let's have Balen talk about comics on the
Well, I mean, I was gonna make a comment that was it last week where Balen was like, "Are we a video game podcast now?" I wanted to make the comment of, "Are we a Marvel podcast now?"
Yeah, we are.
I mean,
happily so.
What I think is funny is when we did the original Pod Errors, and I did the original Gimmick Bag with Build. There was a point where I was just like, it'd be cool to do a podcast with Balen just about comics.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Then I realized how much of a undertaking that would end up being.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you got to look at it from the perspective. Like, there's a few perspectives you have to take, right? So first off, you have to keep up with what's coming out.
Yeah.
That's the biggest undertaking there.
Yes, it is.
Because
staying current.
Yeah, because every week you have
on Wednesdays.
Yeah. Every Wednesday you have something new coming out, and it's just
you could do a podcast just on that.
Yeah. I mean,
and many people do.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But I mean, like, I do think that every now and then, like, having a little segment where we kind of talk comics would be a nice little change of pace from time to time.
Yeah.
While Ray just sits there going, "Oh, I'm just gonna work on my my stuff for the for
inventory for the Dragon Horde Creations
for the Dragon Horde Creations at the Sheep Festival this weekend."
Sheep Festival, yes. I mean, okay, so in this 2.5 hours, I have gotten 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15 of the 20.
You're 75% of the way there.
Yeah.
Look at that.
So I'm hearing we need to do more comic podcasts because you can get more done.
Well, I mean, I was talking for a while there about something. I don't remember what I was talking about, but I was talking for a while.
And dear viewer, dear listener, now you get to see how much Ray cares about you.
No,
and the experience.
I do. I just have a really god-awful memory.
Let's be fair. How many times after I stop recording do I ask, so what did we talk about? When I'm filling out show notes.
And as for Ray, you were talking about Andrew Garfield and
Oh yeah, I did talk about that for a while.
Yeah. And Tom Holland being awesome.
Yes.
He is, because he is. And I guess I did wax poetic for a bit between Todd and myself. We waxed poetic about the Waterloo Sheep Festival and
just a bit
creating and stuff. So
not a complaint, but that was lengthy.
I liked it though. I just want to put this out there. I am in no way connected to the Waterloo Sheep Festival.
No.
But
if you'd like to hire Todd for publicity purposes.
I mean, if you want, my Twitter does have an email that you can for business inquiries. So, I mean, there's that.
Yeah.
We could talk rates. But yeah, I mean, I'm very excited for you, Ray, on that.
Definitely.
This weekend. Be a great time. It'll be a better weekend than I had this past one. Let's be fair on that. And I mean, I think this is a great point to kind of wrap up and such. But thank you guys very, very much for hanging
Hype
out with
Man.
us. Yes.
I do want to point out you forgot a couple things like Spreadshirt and Audible.
Well,
and Loot Crate.
Or Loot Crate, yeah.
Well,
Audible is connected to
Audible isn't ours.
Right.
Audible isn't ours. But yeah, if you guys do appreciate the show, any of the shows on the network, you can pick up t-shirts, hoodies, and I believe I'm setting up tank tops for the spring and summer.
Ooh.
On shop.spreadshirt.com/precipicepodcast. You can also kind of keep up with us on Facebook at facebook.com/precipicepodcast. I usually do a lot of the posts, but Ray's been doing a couple as well. So
I tried to do a few.
Yeah, and it's really cool. It's really cool. I kind of want to get more of the network personalities, because that's what you guys are. You guys you're not podcasters. You're personalities. Everybody has their own fucking personality, and personally, you guys do an amazing job just being yourselves. So, and I kind of want to get everybody on there. I know we will not be seeing Balen there, but but that's just the thing.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, we try to keep people up to date what's going on.
I mean, honestly, you're not going to see a lot of people on Facebook.
Yeah, fair.
I mean, it's losing popularity.
Well, I mean, that's
I have no idea why.
I probably should start up a MySpace page for Precipice Podcast. Have a Friendster. Precipice Podcast on Friendster. Is that a thing? Should that be a thing? Maybe a Farmers Only page, because I know I set one up for Brother Go Round as a joke.
The good news is, though, apparently Facebook is not a monopoly because you can always use email. That's something that was actually said.
Jesus
Wow.
fucking Christ.
Okay, then. That's weird.
But yeah, you can.
That's as close as
I
we're
don't know,
getting
we
to
could do a Google Plus. Is that what it was?
Oh God, I needed that. Thanks.
Fucking Google Plus. Jesus
I
Christ.
think MySpace has more active users than Google Plus.
Probably.
Fair. But anyway, guys, thank you very much for hanging out. If you do like what we do, don't forget you can pick up your shirts over at shop.spreadshirt.com/precipicepodcast. You can also support us in a very cool way by getting yourself a loot crate. Use the link in the description to get signed up. Really cool, awesome service. I've used it in the past. Ray uses it. Balen's used it. It's an awesome service. Seriously.
I love lootware.
I cannot talk any higher about them.
Yeah.
But that's going to wrap it up for us.
Yeah.
We thank you for
extra long.
we thank you very much for checking us out on Radio Public. If you guys are listening to this like right after we fucking finish recording it, thank you. But if you want to wait a couple hours, you can catch us on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and TuneIn. Also, there is the Twitch archive at twitch.tv/precipicepodcast, and of course, you can find us on YouTube as well. Just search for Pod Errors, because we don't have a custom fucking vanity thing yet. But anyway, until next time, guys, thank you very much. For DorkyRae, for Thrabalen, it's Todd. You have a great day, great night, great afternoon, and we'll see you next time for another Pod Errors.